Hi everyone, how's life, and welcome to another one of my videos, and welcome to Epcot Food and Wine Festival, where in this video I'm going to try as many of the food and drinks available at this festival. So let's go. I hope you're hungry. It has just started to rain a little bit. September in Florida, that's what you're going to have to expect. But the first booth I have here is Festival Favorites, and it's actually not one where I'm going to get anything from. But I thought I would quickly show you some of the options they have available here. So obviously it's in the name, Festival Favorites. It's some of the returning items from previous years that people love. I've heard the key lime tart is very popular here. The pork rinds people seem to really love. And then I was going to get the frozen s'mores, but I feel like maybe we'll come back to this later because there's only so much I can eat and drink. So we're going to carry on and hope the rain dies down a little bit as well. I mean, to be fair, it's already much better than it was like 5 minutes ago. Again, Florida weather. It's unpredictable. Rain comes and goes. It can be raining for like 2 minutes and then back to beautiful sunny weather after that. And Epcot Food and Wine Festival is perfect for foodies, which I am. I love trying almost anything. And I was once in Florida when this festival was on. It was back in 2018. However, we had so many dining reservations back then. We were on the dining plan for free, meaning that I just never had the chance to properly try much of the festival booth food. I think I tried like one thing from Mexico and I loved it. And normally this festival happens from around August time until the middle of November. At least that's what it's like this year. So it started a few weeks ago, middle of August, I would say, and it ends on the 23rd of November. So yeah, here's a little map of the Great International Food and Wine Festival in Epcot, and you can see all the different booths, like the numbers, the orange numbers of all the booths. A lot of it go around World Showcase, but they do also have some at the front of Epcot, and you can see all the names there as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of things to try, and I'm only one person, so I'm not going to be able to try everything. I wish I could. I wish I lived here so I could come and try every single thing they have on offer. But I have made a list, and I'm hoping to at least get through 10 of them. I think 10 is a good number to aim for. Before we get to eating though, I thought I would show you some of the merchandise available for this festival as well. I mean, these are only some of them, but they are cute. If you want to see more, then you have to go to one of the actual shops. This is just a little, I guess, merchandise stand for the festival here, but yeah, cute designs. Look at the blue skies. Blue/dark skies. I mean, you can see the grey. I mean, it could probably start raining again in a few minutes, who knows, but you can see a little bit of blue coming through too, so hopefully we should be good. And we have officially made it to our first booth where I'm actually gonna get something to eat. It's called Flavors from Fire, and I've heard amazing things about this steakhouse blended burger. It's on the dining plan, so it counts as a snack. So if you do have the dining plan, then you can get it as a snack, which is, I think, quite an amazing value. But yeah, priced at $6.25. It's beef and wild mushroom slider with truffle brie cheese fondue. Oh my god, that sounds delicious already. Arugula and truffle potato chips and a sesame seed bun. So yeah, we're gonna go in the queue and order it. So we've got our steakhouse blended burger, and it looks really, really good. Can you see the cheese, all the brie cheese melted on the actual burger, the bun as well, as they said, with the sesames as well. You've got the arugula in there, you can see the truffle and the mushroom flavor in there as well. Like I said, I've heard such good things about this one. All the Walt Disney World vloggers have raved about this. So I'm hoping that it's as good as the hype makes it out to be, and that we're going to be starting our culinary adventure today with a good one. So let's take a bite. Straight off the bat, I'm going to say it's a little bit too salty for me, but the flavor's there. I mean, the beef is phenomenal. The mushroom, you can taste it as well. The brie sauce is delicious. Let me keep eating though, because maybe it was just my first bite. Yeah, it's not quite as salty. The more you bite into it, it might have just been the first bit of the burger for some reason. But yeah, I think this is a really fantastic burger. The flavors are all obviously there. If you're a brie fan, you can get some flavor from it, but not a lot either. So if you don't like too much cheese, or if you don't like strong flavored cheese or strong smelling cheeses, then don't worry, the brie flavor's not too overpowerful, but it's there and it goes really well with the rest of the burger, with the truffle as well. I wouldn't say I'm blown away by this, so like with the way I've heard people rave about this, I thought I was gonna eat something extraordinary, like something that I'm always going to think about and, crave. It's just good. It's nothing phenomenal in my opinion, but still going to finish it. With that being said, I'm going to give our first food for this video, the steakhouse blended burger from Flavors from Fire, I think an 8 out of 10, because it definitely wasn't bad. In fact, it was very good and I would happily eat it again. I just didn't think it was phenomenal, and personally I would have liked to have tasted the brie a little bit more. I felt like it was mainly just mushroom and meat. I wasn't getting enough of the cheese flavor. So yeah, 8 out of 10, not a bad start. Our next festival booth is not too far from Flavors from Fire, and it's Coastal Eats. Now, ever since I looked at the menu for this, I have been wanting to try this, the roasted warm water lobster tail, which I believe also is on the dining plan. Priced at $13, so a little bit more expensive than some of the other things that you're going to get at the festival. Comes with garlic butter, and this is what it looks like. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh wow, this looks phenomenal. and it smells very garlicky too. I can't wait to eat it. Okay, here's my lobster tail, and again, the smell of this garlic butter sauce they have going on is so strong. It's beautiful. The lobster tail is quite substantial as well. Like, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. Of course, you have your lemon next to it too. I'm going to try some of the lobster without the sauce first. Honestly, for a theme park, the lobster itself is pretty good, I would say. Now, I'm sure if I try it with the sauce, it's going to elevate it even more. So let's do exactly that. There you go. Oh, it's going to be a little bit messy, but let's go. The garlic butter sauce is fantastic, but truly, because the actual lobster tail I feel like is good enough, you don't even necessarily need it. Like, I was thinking I'm going to be like dipping it into so much of this garlic butterness, but only a little bit of it will do. You don't need a lot of it because you still want to get the actual flavor of the lobster tail, right? Yeah, this is good, especially for a theme park. I mean, $13 as well, really not bad. At a restaurant, this would probably cost about $20, I would say. So yeah, I'm going to give this, it's hard. I don't want to give it a 9 because is that too high? Can I give it an 8 point? I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, I'm making my own rules, so 8.5 out of 10. Next, we have come to a very popular booth by the looks of it, which is the fry basket. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Who doesn't enjoy fries? And from this one, I want to get the fry flight, which has been around for quite a few years, I believe, and I've seen it in, again, plenty of vlogs, and I've always wanted to try it. So for $8, you get some truffle parmesan fries, barbecue bacon fries with smoked aioli, and then sweet potato casserole fries with candied pecans, toasted marshmallow. Okay, that's going to be like your sweet dessert type of fries, I guess. You can also get yuca fries, which I would also like to try, but I just don't think I'll have the space. So we're going to go for the fry flight. The queue legitimately looks pretty long, though. I feel like it's going to take at least 10-15 minutes to get to food, so wish me luck. So far, it's definitely been the busiest booth I've seen. So about half an hour later, I am completely soaked. I mean, don't get the wrong impression, right now I don't look quite as soaked as I was about 20 minutes ago, but about 10 minutes into the queue, and it was a very long queue, you guys saw how many people were in there, it started raining, like really heavily. And Florida rain can be quite light at times, but then also it can go from light to extremely heavy very, very quickly, to the point where once the rain got very heavy, a lot of people actually left the queue, but I was so close to ordering that I decided to stay, and so did a few other people around me. So those of us who were staying, we were just having a laugh, we were bonding. It was like a bonding experience, trying to get under the umbrellas. The cast member was laughing with us, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious, but also now I'm extremely wet. Thankfully though, everything worked out well, because I was also worried about, you know, actually getting my fries and the fries getting wet. But the storm, the extreme rain happened when I was in the queue waiting for my food. And now that I do have my fries here, my fry flight, smells really good. Everything smells good. I can't even tell which one I'm most excited about. Probably the truffle parmesan ones, probably. We will see. But yeah, it was also funny to see the queue just vanish because of the rain. And now that the weather's slightly better now, it's still raining a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as it was earlier. Everyone's joined the queue again, and it's a long queue. So generally, I would say this is a very popular booth for sure. So if you want to eat here, then maybe prioritize it, or expect to wait at least 20 minutes or maybe a little bit more. With that being said, let's try our first fries. These are the garlic parmesan ones. Not much to say, they taste exactly as you would imagine them to. So you got that garlic flavor with the parmesan. If you've ever had garlic parmesan fries before, this isn't any different really. But I will say the fries themselves, I like the way they've cut them. They're nice and crispy, but you know, not too hard inside. But yeah, I like these. Next we have the barbecue bacon fries. Let me see if I can get this out. There you go. The barbecue bacon fries, and you can see the little bits of bacon on top. I guess the sauce is some kind of aioli sauce as well, which I do enjoy aioli. So let me get one with the bacon bits and the sauce. These actually look seasoned very well, so I'm really intrigued about them. They're very bacony to the point where I'm not getting too much flavor from the aioli itself. I mean, it's there as a sauce. You can obviously taste it in terms of its texture, but if you love a very strong bacon flavor, then you will enjoy this. For me, not my favorite. I definitely prefer the parmesan garlic fries. And then last but not least, we've got the sweet potatoes, which you can see here. The fries are also getting colder and colder the more I wait to eat them, but also because it's still kind of raining. So yeah, I guess these are meant to be your dessert fries. They are sweet potatoes with some kind of marshmallow cream on them, as well as maple syrup. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot of sweetness. I do enjoy sweet potatoes, so let's give these a go. No, they're too sweet. I feel like they've ruined some actual good-looking sweet potatoes. It doesn't need the sauce. We don't need the marshmallow sauce on this. These are definitely by far my least favorites. Let me just give them one more go, though. Oh my god. disgusting. Not my thing at all. And that's just a me thing. Some people might enjoy this. For me, it's a shame. I look at this and I'm like, these could have been some actual nice sweet potato fries. I'm gonna actually try some of them, you know, the top bit that doesn't have any sauce. So much better. Still not amazing because I've definitely added some sugar and whatnot to it, but better than whatever sauce they've put on it, the marshmallow maple syrup thing. Not my thing. The savory fries though, both really good. Obviously I prefer the garlic parmesan one. So overall I would give this a 6 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10. I don't think it's worth the queuing. Like, it's definitely not worth the hype. I mean, people love fries, I get it, but I would never join the queue again. Even if it didn't rain, I feel like I didn't want to be in that queue for half an hour for this. I mean, it's just fries at the end of the day. There are so many other exciting, more interesting things you can try at the Food and Wine Festival, so I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10. Next on our list of food booths to try is the Brewing Lab at the Odyssey here. And here they seem to mainly have wings. So you've got your traditional buffalo wings, priced at $7.75. Peanut butter and jelly sticky wings, $7.75 as well. Garlic parmesan wings, which is kind of the one I want to get, even though we just literally had some garlic parmesan fries. I mean, I love my garlic, so why not? They also do have this interesting thing though. So it's the unnecessarily spicy yet extremely tasty Carolina Reaper pepper curry wings. And they're all priced $7.75. Oh, they also have some fried pickle spears with dill ranch, so maybe I'll try that as well. We'll see. You can see what the photos look like. I am interested to try the spicy one as well at some point. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to today, but we will do it one day. Also, in case you're interested, this is the booth where you can find yourself a pickle milkshake. I know, quite a controversial thing. Not going to try it. I'm going to try the pickled fries, though. I've heard good things about those. This looks to be another quite busy one. But I think part of it is also because it's undercover and people obviously don't want to be in the rain. They try and prioritize the booths that aren't outside. Okay, I've got my fried pickles and my garlic parmesan wings. The wings feel so heavy, not gonna lie, like, look at them. They look really good too. Let me quickly remind you of the prices. So the pickled fries were $5.75, and then the wings, the garlic parmesan wings, as with all the other wings, $7.75. Also, as I was in the queue, again, it started raining really badly outside, meaning that so many people came in. But this time I felt really happy because I was inside watching the rain outside, and I'm actually starting to finally dry off a little bit. But yeah, again, September in Florida, you have to expect the rain. Overall, I only ended up waiting about 15 minutes, which isn't too bad considering how many people were in there. I'm going to try the fried pickles first, and you can see the sauce on them, the dill sauce. I've heard really good things about these, and I'm not the biggest fan of pickles. I mean, I don't mind pickles, but I don't love them the way some people do. But I wanted to give them a go anyway, just because of how much hype these have been getting. So yeah, let's give it a go. There you go, you can see the pickle coming out. This is nice. This isn't a bad snack by any means. Very salty, very savory. I really like the sauce on it too. Also, the crunch, like the way they fried the pickle, perfect. As somebody who doesn't even like pickles that much, I feel like this is a good snack, and you get quite a bit of them as well. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 altogether, so you can share them with somebody if you want to. My brother would love these actually. He's a big pickle / gherkin fan. For me though, I feel like it's a once and done thing. Maybe one day if I'm ever here again for the Food and Wine Festival, I might get them again. But you know what? I've just had another bite, and actually they're really good, and I might get them anytime I'm here when they have them. I'm starting to see where the hype's coming from. Wow, I'm a changed woman. I did not expect this at all. I thought I would just give them a go, see how I feel, but these are fantastic. I'm already thinking of giving these like 9 out of 10. And me 10 minutes ago would never have believed that. I was thinking maybe like 3, 4, 5 at a push. But yeah, these are really, really good. Really good if you love pickles. Even if you don't love pickles, I would say give them a go because they're delicious. Let's try these garlic parmesan fries next, which I'm a little bit worried about just based on how heavy they feel. I feel like it's going to be also extremely messy, but I'm also very excited. So look at that. Look at how much parmesan sauce and garlic goodness they've put all over these wings. And this is a flat wing. Personally, I do prefer flat wings in case you're interested, as opposed to the drumsticks. But there's a bit of everything here. So there you go. That's a drumstick. There's a flat in case you want some chicken wing education. Let's give this a go. Oh my God, these are so good. The creaminess of the garlic parmesan sauce with the flavor of the actual chicken itself. Like the chicken is cooked to perfection, and then the garlic just adds to it. I wish I was more hungry because I've already had quite a few snacks today. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to eat, but I would say this is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. For me personally, I love chicken. I love chicken wings. I love garlic. I love parmesan. So for me, this is a winner. You get 5 wings, by the way, which I imagine is the same no matter which flavored wings you decide to get. Let me know, by the way, if you would like me to try the very spicy ones at some point if I get a chance, because I am hoping to be back in Epcot at some point before the festival ends. So if I am back, then I could try them and see how spicy they actually are. Because I've seen some people's reactions to it, and I don't know, most people seem to react quite strongly to it. And, you know, it makes me wonder exactly how spicy it is. Because I generally like spicy food, but, you know, if people are reacting so extremely, maybe it actually is very, very spicy, which I'm sure it is. But I just want to know how I react to it. You know what I mean? So let me know if you would like that. The pickles, I can't remember if I gave them a rating. Now that I've tried, a few more bites, I think I'm going to give them maybe a 6 out of 10. Doesn't mean I don't like them. They are really good, but I don't think I can eat too much of them, if you know what I mean. So after having a couple, I'm now kind of done. It's just too salty for me. The wings, though, like I said, 10 out of 10. And you get 5, like I said, 5 wings, which I think makes it a pretty reasonable price. Also, if you see random leaves or, I don't know, insects or just things all over my t-shirt, it's because of what happened earlier. When the rain happened, everything. I mean, I had to get like pieces of flour and, you know, leaves out of my hair. I'm sure there's still some in there. Same happened to everybody else who wasn't that cute. We were all laughing about it, and, you know, I'm not going to be able to get rid of everything until I get back to my hotel and have a shower. So just bear with me. The fact that I'm wearing a black t-shirt makes it a lot more obvious. Anyway, I think it's time for me to brave the outdoors again and move on to my next booth. I am feeling very full, by the way, so if I can manage at least 2 more booths for today, I'll be happy, and then maybe I'll come back tomorrow and try a few more snacks. But look, blue skies again, and it actually looks really pretty with the reflection on the water over here. I hope it stays this way, who knows though. Oh my god, it probably won't, because I'm still spotting some grey skies on this side. However, we do have the Mexican booth in front of me, and this is definitely one that always gets really good reviews, and anytime I've tried anything from it, whether it's been for this festival or Festival of the Arts or Flower and Garden, I've always enjoyed what Mexico has to offer. And judging by the queue they have, I'm guessing a lot of people also really enjoy this booth, so I think I might skip it today, but I thought I would show it to you anyway. So the ones, I mean, I'd be happy with any of these things. But I started the camarones. I've heard really good things about. It's tempura battered shrimp atop a fried corn tortilla with guacamole, cabbage, etc. And then we've also got the flauta de barbacoa, and that would have been my number one thing to try. And maybe I'll try it tomorrow. We'll see, depending on how hungry I am and also how long the queue is. This is $8. That one is $7.75. And then they also have a traditional Mexican cornbread topped with chocolate sauce and queso fresco, which I've also heard good things about. So a really strong menu here. Do you know what? I've just seen some people with their food, and the portion sizes don't seem too big, definitely not nearly as heavy as, for instance, the wings that I just had. So I think I might as well try one of them. I'm trying to decide between the shrimp or the barbacoa. Kind of leaning towards the shrimp just because of my hunger levels. I feel like barbacoa is going to be definitely a lot more heavy. The queue is still long, but you're never guaranteed tomorrow, right? And I really do want to try something from the Mexican booth, so might as well in case I don't have my tomorrow. And just like that, we've got our shrimp, and the wait didn't take as long as I thought it would either. I think I was probably in line for maybe just under 10 minutes, which isn't too bad at all. And this is what I meant about the portion size. It really doesn't feel quite as heavy as anything else I've had today, or as big. So I'm excited. You can see the fried tempura in there, the coleslaw on top, you've got the little mango pieces, and yeah, can't complain. Also, look at this beautiful view of the World Showcase. Absolutely love this. Mexico as a pavilion, by the way, is always very busy, even when the festivals aren't on, which is very, very rare. But even if you come throughout normal times when people are not trying to go to the festival booth, people still come to Mexico for the food, because the food here is generally very good. We've got Choza de Margarita not too far from me, which is a very, very popular place. People come here for drinks and some of the food. I've tried some of the snacks there before. It's nice. And then, of course, the actual pyramid, the Grand Fiesta tour in there. I mean, there's just always a lot of people here. I feel like it's one of the busiest pavilions in Epcot. I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. From your experience, would you say it's one of the busiest as well? Because for me, it's been always very busy. But let's have this shrimp taco. So it's a hard taco. You can see some of the guacamole here as well. The shrimp. I'm so excited about this. It's going to be rather messy, as with almost anything that I eat in the park. But who cares? We're here for the food. We're here for the deliciousness. The shrimp is beautifully battered. It tastes so nice. It's not greasy at all, which I like. The aioli sauce they've used as well is beautiful. Of course, you've got the guacamole too. The actual crunch of the taco, I really appreciated. I like how light everything feels as well. Like even the actual shrimp, it's not too deeply battered, if that makes sense. So like it's basically what you would expect from a tempura shrimp, but a very well cooked tempura shrimp, if you know what I mean. This is what it looks like. I'm hearing Remember Me in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. So yeah, I think you get, let's see, oh, you get about 2 shrimps altogether. Perhaps not the most value for money, but the taste is there. The taste is really good. Everything is just nicely balanced on here with the coleslaw, the little mango bits, and the aioli sauce, which I absolutely love, the actual shrimp, and then the crunchiness of the taco. Yeah, this is a good one. I don't know if it's necessarily worth the price because of how small it is, and it's not necessarily going to fill you up. Probably not very easy to share either. However, taste-wise, it's excellent. So I'm gonna give this maybe a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Let's give it an 8 out of 10 because the taste is there. The taste is there, you can't deny that. Just bear in mind that if you're eating this, it might not fill you up like some of the other options might. Anyway, we have now made our way into China, and this is the China booth. If you're interested, I don't think I'm gonna be getting anything from them today, or probably not tomorrow either. I would like to, but it's just I have to prioritize the things that I'm more interested in. And the one that I'm really interested in is actually India, which you can see here in front of me. The queue doesn't look too bad either. And let's have a look at the menu quickly. So introduced in 2017, that's how long this booth has been around here at Epcot Food and Wine Festival. And on the menu, we've got the potato and pea samosa. And I think that's what I'm gonna go for. It's actually also plant-based. So I know a lot of you guys who watch are vegan, and I wanna try and get a mix of everything when I do these food videos. So yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go for. However, I've heard really good things about the chicken tikka masala as well, priced at $6.25. In terms of the beverages, they do have a mango lassi, which is meant to be really good. Of course, water, and then some alcoholic beverages down there. But honestly, I wish I could try both of the food options. I just know that I'm not hungry enough for both. So we're gonna go for the samosa, and hopefully it will give you a nice option if you're plant-based. This is what they look like, by the way. So here we've got the samosa, which looks delicious, and then the chicken tikka masala. Oh my god, it comes with some nice naan bread on the side. Oh, I love Indian food. It's my favorite cuisine. Well, apart from Persian cuisine, which I'm Persian, so obviously I'm going to enjoy Persian cuisine, and I think it's amazing. You should try it if you haven't, but I think my second favorite cuisine would have to be Indian. So I've got my samosas. You get 2 of them, which is nice, makes them shareable. They look really, really nice, and I think they seem to be actually a little bit more popular than the chicken tikka masala. I saw more people getting these than the chicken, at least whilst I was in the queue. One thing to note, by the way, about the Food and Wine Festival, or any of the festivals here, if you're coming here for the food booths, is it's not easy to find a place to eat. They do have tables, but they're very few, and the festivals are very popular, so the chances of you actually finding a table, or especially a seat, is extremely unlikely. So be prepared to maybe wait a long time to find a table, or be prepared to find creative ways to eat if you need to. I'm currently balancing you guys on some kind of bridge thing, so I'm a little bit stressed about losing you, but I think we'll be okay. And yeah, we've got the samosas. I'm going to try and eat them as quickly as possible because we need to move on. This is too stressful. This situation I'm in currently is too stressful for me. I'm worried about you. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Feels very nice. You've got the sauce on the top too. Let's give this a taste test. The fact that this is vegan makes me happy because this is absolutely the best thing I've tried so far today. I mean, I might be a bit biased. Like I said, Indian cuisine generally tends to be one of my favorites, so I was almost bound to like it. But that also means that I'm quite picky when it comes to Indian food. Like, I've had good Indian food, I've had average Indian food, and I've had not so good Indian food. This is good. For a theme park samosa, oh my god, so flavorful, so fragrant as well. You can see the peas inside the samosa. The actual pastry itself is so nice and soft, but also has a bit of a crisp to it on the sides as well. The sauce is spicy, so if you don't like spicy food, don't get this. It definitely has a bit of a kick to it. I'm glad I'm having this kind of as a later evening snack because this wouldn't be the best choice to have when it's very hot. So like bang in the middle of the afternoon, don't get this, but you know, on the cooler day, this would be phenomenal. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that they have this. I'm sure the chicken tikka masala is also good, and one day maybe I'll get a chance to try that as well. This, however, let me just show it to you, the inside of it. So you can see the peas, you can see the little potato bit. Yeah, vegan, plant-based, and absolutely delicious. And for our last booth of the day, we have come to Refreshment Outpost over here, and I think I'm about to have my very first, I guess, sweet/dessert type snack of the day. So you can see here on the menu, Refreshment Outpost, they do an impossible spicy sausage, which is obviously plant-based. They do a curry chicken and South African war sausage stew. Sounds pretty good. But the one I'm interested in is the chocolate amarula mousse, which apparently is meant to be just a bigger version of the zebra domes that you can get at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I've tried them before, absolutely love them, so if there's more of them, why not? $6.25, let's get in line and buy it. Thank you so much, thank you. Okay, we've got our giant zebra dome, or as it's officially called at the Refreshment Outpost, the chocolate amarula mousse with white chocolate, which is exactly the same thing. I mean, the ingredients are more or less what you get in the zebra domes, just like a giant one. I am so excited to dig into this one. Okay, let's try the final snack for the day and our very first sweet one, the giant chocolate zebra dome. I am very excited about this. Let me cut through it first so you can see exactly what the inside looks like. The table is moving. It's not my best idea, but 1 second. Oh, there you go. That cut very nicely, actually. Look at the beauty inside. So you can see the layer of the sponge cake. You can see the chocolate mousse, the white chocolate coating on top. And of course, you do have some liquor in there as well. And then the biscuit on the bottom. So texturally, I feel like it's perfect because you've got a bit of everything. And then if you love chocolate, if you love a little bit of alcoholic flavor in there as well, you're going to enjoy this. I am so excited for this. Cannot wait. I think I am just going to bite into this, by the way. So again, expect some messiness. This is everything I wanted it to be and more. And flavor-wise, it's literally exactly a Zebra Dome, just a bigger version. So you get a bit more mousse, a bit more chocolate flavoring, a bit more cake in one bite. What I find interesting is that the biscuit on the bottom, I thought it was gonna be very hard, but it's actually not. Like even the biscuit bit is nice and soft, which I appreciate. I thought with them making it such a big biscuit, it might just be a little bit stale or, like I said, hard, but it really isn't. This is such a good snack, and for somebody who doesn't necessarily generally tend to go for sweet stuff, I do prefer savory snacks and savory foods. This is a winner for me. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10 easily. If you love Zebra Domes, definitely get this. Great value as well at $6.25. And if you've never tried Zebra Domes, also get this. If you think, you know, chocolate mousse, a little bit of moist sponge cake in there with some kind of white chocolate flavoring and a little bit of liquor flavor in there as well, which actually kind of gives it more of a caramel vibe. Honestly, everything here goes so well together. It just melts in your mouth. It's beautiful, 10 out of 10. But that's day one of trying foods from the Food and Wine Festival 2024 at Epcot over with. We tried 8 different things, 7 of those savory, 1 of them a sweet dessert type things, which was the last thing that we just had. Out of the 8 things that I tried, I think I gave 3 of them 10 out of 10. So the garlic parmesan chicken wings, I gave them 10 out of 10 too. The samosas from India, definitely a 10 out of 10. In fact, I would, if I could, I would rate those higher than the chicken wings. I mean, the chicken wings were good, don't get me wrong, but the samosas, even better. And then of course the chocolate Zebra Dome, the giant chocolate Zebra Dome from the Outpost is also a 10 out of 10. So you've got 3 things that in my opinion are fantastic to get. One of them is actually a very meat heavy thing. The other one is fully plant-based, so vegans can enjoy it. And then the last one is a dessert, which I think is kind of nice. But I am coming back tomorrow to hopefully try a few more things. There are some things that I definitely want to try, at least 3 or 4 more things. So hopefully I manage to get through them. So make sure you keep watching. And whilst I'm here, subscribe, because I make plenty of videos like this. I make loads of Disney videos from all over the world, from Disneyland Paris especially, and the Asian Disney parks, California and Disney World as well. So if you want to see more of me or more of me eating and getting very full, then make sure to subscribe. And also, whilst we're here, I also want to give a shout out to my lovely Patreon members and my YouTube members, because they're amazing. They're like the sponsors of this video. Look at the World Showcase looking absolutely stunning there behind me though. It's currently about 7:15 p.m. So the weather's nicer, it's cooler. Thankfully it hasn't rained again, which I appreciate. But I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll see you in like 3 seconds. I'll see you tomorrow. And just like that, it's the next day. I am back at Epcot, excited to try some more food from Epcot's Food and Wine Festival 2024. So let's go. And in case you're wondering, it's currently 6 p.m, 18 o'clock, and I haven't eaten anything today. I've just had coffee. Coffee's kind of kept me going, but I deliberately have kept myself hungry so that I can try as much as possible in the next couple of hours. And our first stop is the Mactier's booth inside Communicore Hall. And this booth, as you can imagine, sells mainly mac and cheese, which is perfect for me right now because I am very hungry. They've got your traditional mac and cheese, the cheesesteak macaroni and cheese, which is what I'm hoping to get. I've heard good things about it. They also do a truffle mac and cheese and an impossible chili cheese macaroni and cheese, which I've also heard good things about, and that's the plant-based option. You can see them all over here. The one I'm going to go for, the cheesesteak one, is $6.50, and the line looks pretty okay actually. You can see some days it can get very busy, or maybe it's at certain times of day, but thankfully it's indoors and only a few people in front of me. And there we have it, our cheesesteak mac and cheese. It's not a very large portion either, which I'm happy about because I want to pace myself and try a few more things as well from this festival. Looks really good and hopefully it will taste nice too. I've just realized I kind of match a little bit with the background here in Communicore Hall, and apparently Communicore Hall is meant to be like a festival thing now, and a lot of people, from what I've heard and read, especially from allays.net, are a little bit disappointed with what they've done with this place so far. Like Food and Wine is the first time that they've used this for the festival, and all they've put here is the Mactier's booth and just some tables, and I think some shopping as well. Either way, I have got my mac and cheese over here. I'm excited. There's some beef in there, some peppers, some onions, and probably some breadcrumbs. I'm going to try and take a bite with everything in it. That is so good. Tastes like a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, except on mac and cheese, and the mac and cheese itself is pretty good as well. I mean, Americans, I feel like, do mac and cheese quite well. The beef itself is fantastic, really flavorful with the onions and the pepper as well. The mac and cheese, actually, now that I'm having a bit more of it, doesn't have much of a flavor. So based on what I'm tasting of the mac and cheese right now with the beef, I would say don't go for the regular mac and cheese option, or even the truffle one might be a little bit boring. This one actually has some flavor because of the beef. The beef is cooked really well, and obviously the onions and the pepper add a lot to it as well. We are now walking back onto the World Showcase, and starting from the right this time. Look at this little emblem, I suppose, of food and wine, by the way. Remy looks so cute. And the first booth to my right is a very cool looking one, actually. Look at that. I love the aesthetics of it. So this is Hawaii, and I've never been to Hawaii. I would love to go one day, not sure when or if I'll ever be able to go, but I've heard they have some good food here. So here's a look at the menu for Hawaii. Here we've got a slow roasted pork slider, which is what I'm gonna get, I believe. I've heard really good things about this one. We've got the Hawaiian rice bowl, and then the passion fruit cheesecake, which I think my mom would really enjoy. But yeah, this is our option for the day, priced at $6. It comes with some spicy mayonnaise, which any mayonnaise I always enjoy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay, we've got our slider, and again, a pretty reasonable size. I like that it's not too big. I feel like I need to not fill up too quickly, and you can see it's very similar to what the photo is representing. The only thing is that they've put the top bun on the side, so you can just put it up if you want to. You can see the little pineapple pieces, pineapple chutney it's called, the spicy mayo, and then yeah, the actual pork in there as well. I'm looking forward to it. And in case you're wondering, we are back to eating on trash cans / rubbish bins, but it's okay because at least it's a quiet area. But yeah, tables are very, very hard to find. So whenever I do find one, I really appreciate my time with that table. It's like we have a connection. It was nice to have one actually for the mac and cheese. But yeah, sliders over here. I'm actually going to turn it into a proper burger / slider, and it's going to be another very messy one, I feel like. Oh my god, yeah, the bottom bread, it's very soggy. Can you guys see it? It's almost falling apart, so maybe that's why they give it to you a little bit like separated, but I'm gonna try and eat it as it's meant to, so let's go. Wow, it may be a mess, it may look a mess, it might be difficult to eat, but the taste, the flavor is definitely there. The bread itself is nice and soft. I mean, the bottom one is quite soggy. The pork is delicious, but then you've got the pineapple chutney, which adds a little bit of sweetness to it, but not too much, and then the spicy mayo balances it out so well. I'm really impressed with my first bite so far. Let's keep going though. Yeah, this is good. Flavor-wise, this is absolutely amazing. I love it. I love everything about it, and the spicy mayo isn't too spicy either. It only has a tiny bit of a kick, so if you're spice averse, don't worry, you can still eat this. My only problem with it is just how messy it is, and the fact that the bottom, bread was so soggy and difficult to actually pick up. But apart from that, I love it. I love the taste. 10 out of 10 for taste, presentation, and practicality wise, maybe like 3 out of 10. Anyway, after that delicious but messy pork slider, we have come to our next booth, which is the Forest and Field. And this is a new one apparently for 2024's version of the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. This is what the menu offers. So we've got the autumn chili, which is what I want to try, priced at $7.75, and this is what it looks like. You can see it comes with bison, lamb, and pork belly, root vegetables, jalapeno cornbread, smoked cheddar, and creme fraiche. I mean, there's a lot going on here. I love a good chili, so I'm excited to try this one. They also do a pumpkin ravioli, which looks like this, as well as a burrata. So yeah, I feel like these are all very much like autumn flavored food, and unfortunately right now, Florida weather is very, very hot. It's exactly 28 degrees Celsius at the moment, in case you're wondering, even though it's about 10 minutes to 7 p.m. And this is like one of the coolest it will get. Throughout the day, it's mostly 32, 33 degrees if you're coming here in September. So you can see the ravioli over there. Is that the chili? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And we've got our, oh my God, this feels rather heavy again. So there you go. This is what it looks like. As I was filming, saying about how heavy it feels, somebody else walked past me and said the same thing. I was like, oh, that looks really hefty. And it does. I mean, chili generally is quite a heavy meal anyway. But yeah, you've got your cornbread on the side, the creme fraiche, and then all the different meats in the chili. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Anyway, the good news is I've got a table this time round, and again, you can see the size of this chili compared to me. This could easily be a full-on meal. Like, this could be my dinner, but obviously we do have a few more things I want to try after this. So hopefully it's not going to fill me up too much. We'll see. I'm going to try a little bit of the actual chili first, and then we'll have it with the cornbread. This is a very particular chili in terms of its flavors. I like it though, but it's got a lot of spices in it that I don't think I've ever had in a chili before, so it doesn't taste like your regular chili, which is what makes it exciting in my opinion. Let's have another bite. It's not overly spicy either. Yeah, it's just a very special kind of flavor to it that, like I said, I'm not very familiar with. I think it's just the spices that they've used for it. Otherwise, of course, you've got your bison in there, your vegetables, your pork belly as well, which I'm not getting too much flavor from, to be fair. The creme fraiche is nice. I'm going to try a little bit of this cornbread as well, because I want to get a little bit of everything and see if that changes anything. The cornbread's really nice. I love cornbread anyway, and this one's a very good one. You can see some of the meat pieces here. Oh, monorail's going past. But yeah, I can't make up my mind about this chili. It's not at all what I expected it to be flavor-wise, but it's still nice. Like, I'm still enjoying it. I just don't know how much I'm enjoying it, if you know what I mean. And I can definitely tell you that this isn't going to be to everyone's taste, so bear that in mind. Maybe if you're a picky eater, maybe if you don't like to try new spices, this might not be the one for you. But I like it. I think I'm going to give this, actually the fact that it's like quite different is what I enjoy about it. So I'm probably going to give it maybe like a 7 out of 10, because it's got a nice flavor. It's got a flavor that I've never really had in a chili before, and I appreciate that. That's why I like coming to, Food and Wine Festival and trying different foods. Would I particularly be gravitated to get it again if I were here next year and they had the same thing? Probably not, but I'm glad I tried it. Next up is the Milled and Mulled booth here at Epcot Food and Wine Festival, and I believe this is another new one for 2024, and they seem to have mainly sweet things here, but the one I'm interested in is definitely the carrot cake. It says freshly baked carrot cake with walnuts and cream cheese icing, priced at $4.75. Doesn't look to be a particularly busy one either. It could just be the time of evening that I'm filming this. Maybe most people just want actual food rather than desserts. And just like that, we have our freshly baked carrot cake here. This looks really good. It's nice and warm as well. You've got the sauce on top, and I recently really started to enjoy carrot cake ever since I tried one in Disneyland Paris a few years ago. So yeah, got high hopes for this one. Hopefully it will be as nice as the one in Disneyland Paris. I found a table for this one, but we have a couple of ducks around it, and now I'm distracted. But yeah, we've got the carrot cake here, so let's give it a go. I also wanted to give a shout out to the lovely cast member working at the Milled and Mulled booth. I think that's what it's called, right? Where I got the carrot cake. They were called Sam, and they were from the UK, from Chester, and we had a little bit of a conversation. So that was cool. Sam, if you watch this, hi, we had a bonding moment, both being Sam's and obviously UK as well. But yeah, without further ado, I feel like I've waited quite a bit now to get into this carrot cake. Firstly, I've just cut into it, and you can see a little bit of what the inside looks like. It looks pretty good from what I can tell. Let's give it a taste test. The cream cheese icing, straight away I can tell you I'm not the biggest fan of. It's just too sweet, and it takes away the flavor, or any flavor that the carrot cake may have had. And I think that's just a thing that the US does. Everything is a lot more sweet here, and so yeah, not a fan of the cream cheese icing. The carrot cake itself though, I'm gonna give it another bite. It is really nice. It's nice and warm. You've got your little walnuts in there, kind of the cinnamony flavor as well. It's also soft. You can tell that they've made it quite fresh. So it's not a bad carrot cake by any means, but I've definitely had better. And personally, I think the one in Disneyland Paris, where you can find on Main Street USA at the bake shop, is better than this, even though this is probably more fresh and most people would probably prefer this one. For me, I prefer a slightly less sweet carrot cake, and so this isn't to my taste. But I'm going to give it maybe a 6 out of 10, because I think most people wouldn't mind it. Anyway, the next booth is Canada, and I actually got recommended this next item by one of the cast members here. I think it was at the Forest and Field booth that somebody told me about this. This wasn't originally on my list of things I wanted to try here, but yeah, the cast member said I need to try the filet mignon from Canada, which is basically a filet mignon with mushrooms, garlic and fine herbs, mashed potatoes, and garlic and fine herbs butter. So that looks pretty good, to be fair. It's probably going to be a very small slice, but it's fine. Priced at $9.75. You can also get the cheddar cheese and bacon soup from Canada if you wish to. Only 2 options here, but yeah, let's go in line and get this filet mignon. Thank you so much. Thank you. There you go. We've got our filet mignon with the mashed potatoes and the mushrooms on the side. This does look pretty good, to be fair. Back on a trash can, by the way, in case you're interested, for this steak. I mean, this is gourmet dining, isn't it? A filet mignon eaten on a trash can in Epcot. I want to try the steak on its own first, so I've just cut a little piece out of it, and then we'll try the mashed potato and the mushrooms and everything else. Wow. Okay, I feel like I went on a little bit of a journey with that first bite. So the flavor's definitely there. The steak tastes delicious. It tastes a little bit garlicky, exactly as they say, but it's chewy. It's dry. It's not very good in terms of its texture, which is a shame, because the flavor is definitely there. But I mean, look at this. You can actually see from the piece that they have there that it's not tender enough. It's very dry and chewy, which is something that I really don't like in my steak. Some people might like it this way. For me, I don't like it when I have to chew for a long time when I'm eating a steak. It just makes me feel not the best. I mean, I don't know what I expected for $9.95 or whatever the price was. It's a filet mignon at the end of the day in a theme park as a little snack, small portion. For that, it's not bad, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it. It's not one of my favorites here. Let's try some of the mashed potatoes though. The mash is good. The mash is nice and creamy, has a slight taste of garlic to it as well. And then I'm gonna have some of it with some mushrooms as well. It's really weird because I actually prefer the mushrooms and the mashed potato to the actual steak. And you're mainly paying for the steak, yet my favorite parts of this dish are the mushrooms and the mashed potatoes. So yeah, not for me. Before I give my final rating though, I am gonna try it with this like side of garlic butter they've given as well. See if I can enhance it a little bit. It's a little better, but then again, my problem isn't with the flavor of the steak. The flavor was there from my first bite. It's just with the actual texture of it. Yeah, I'm struggling to even cut through it, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means, and in fact, for theme park food, I would say it's actually good, really good. It's just not something that I personally would get again. I'm gonna try one last bite though with the mashed potato on the steak.
Tonight at 9 o'clock, we invite you to join us for Luminous, the Symphony of Us, beginning this evening at 9 o'clock.
Okay, we've still got about an hour and a half until Luminous, so we've still got a bit more time to actually eat. Do you know what? I think I'm being too harsh to it. I tried it with the mashed potatoes and together, like with the steak and the mashed potato in one bite, it's good. It is good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 actually, because the flavor is very much there. It's a good dish. Most people are probably actually going to like it because not everyone enjoys their steak to be medium and soft. Some people prefer it to be a little bit more on the chewy side. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you like your steak? I don't like it when it's too well done, and this feels a little bit well done. And I understand why they've done this, because they have to try and please everybody. It's not like you're there going and asking them exactly how you want your steak cooked. So they have to go with something that everyone's going to enjoy. So yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is a reasonable rating for this. I am now making my way towards a booth that I've been very excited about, and you might be able to tell based on that big, I guess, building, tower, whatever you want to call it over there. Of course, it's France, and France tends to have a really good reputation when it comes to these festivals. I don't know if it's just because France is known for good food, and so people coming to Walt Disney World and Epcot just want the food in France to be good, so that's why they rave about it, or if it's actually good. Because trust me, I've heard so many good things about the France booth here for Epcot Food Wine Festival, and like I said, all the food here gets really good reviews. Either way, I'm excited to try something from the France booth here. So on the menu we have the moulot aux oignons, which looks really good, but I think might be a little bit too heavy. We've also got the brioche aux escargots, which is the escargot brioche. And I think in previous years, they used to do a croissant with escargots in them, which are basically snails. Now they've changed it to a brioche instead. They've also got the bœuf bourguignon, which is a beef bourguignon, and that's $7.95. Creme brulee as well. Yeah, quite a long list actually on their menu, but I think I'm gonna go for the brioche aux escargots. It's the thing that I've been excited about the most actually, I would say, from this year's Food and Wine Festival. I love escargots, but I've never had escargot at a food booth in a theme park, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this compares to other snail/escargots I've had before. And as you can expect, France does have a pretty long queue, so we're literally going around trying to get to the start of it. And I can already smell the garlic, the beautiful garlic that comes with the escargot, so I'm really excited to actually bite into it. I just ordered, and the cast member was French, so we ended up speaking in French for a little bit, and it just, whenever I speak French, it reminds me of Disneyland Paris, my home park, and it makes me happy. Like, momentarily, I felt like I was in Disneyland Paris again. And there we have it, the beautiful snail brioche. It smells so garlicky. You can see all the garlic butter all over the brioche. It's not a very big one, by the way, which, again, I appreciate because I am starting to get a little bit full now. Anyway, let's give this a go. So there's so much garlic butter on top of the brioche that you can't even see the snails. I'm guessing they're hidden somewhere inside the brioche. So I'm actually going to cut it so that I can show you the inside before I bite into it. There you go. You can kind of see the escargots, the little snails inside the brioche, and then on top you've got all the garlic. So really what escargot is, to be fair, is mainly the garlic flavor. The escargot just adds a little bit of like an earthy texture to it. Apart from that, it's mainly garlicky. So when I hear people say, oh my god, I'm so scared to try escargots, I'm like, why? It's just garlic mainly as the flavor. But I understand some people just can't get through the idea of having snails that are on the ground. But if you don't think about it, it's honestly delicious. Right, let's give it a go. This is so good. The brioche itself, I would say, is a little bit dry, and I don't know if it's just because obviously they're mass producing them, they have to make so many of them and prepare them all the time, so maybe that's why. I don't necessarily need the brioche. I feel like I could have just done with the escargot and the butter, the garlic butter on top. That's what I'm normally used to. That's what escargot normally is. You don't normally have the brioche as a little layer around it, but I think this is a good way actually for people to try escargot for the first time if they're too scared. You don't have to open this up like I did. You can just bite into it and then just pretend it's just garlic or something else and then enjoy the flavor of it instead of thinking about what you're eating. Let me take another bite. This is really good. This is delicious. The escargots are really nice as well, I would say. Like I said, snails don't actually taste of too much. They're mainly just there for the texture and the slight earthy taste that they give you. Otherwise, it's mainly garlic, but you kind of need that texture. You do need the snails to get the whole experience, if you know what I mean. I like them anyway. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. The next booth is Brazil, and again, I quite like the aesthetics of this one, and they've got a couple of options here on the menu at Brazil. The one I'm gonna go for though, I'm probably gonna mispronounce it, feijoada, so sorry if I butchered that, but it's basically black beans with pork belly, Brazil nut pesto, and Ben's original long grain white rice, priced at $6.50. This is what it looks like, and for me, when I saw the photo, that's what made me want to get it. It just looks really good. I like most things that have rice in them, like most dishes with rice, and everything else that they have here, the black beans, the pork belly, the pesto, everything sounds nice, so hopefully it will taste good too. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. And here we have it. I did ask the cast member how to pronounce it, but I still feel like I'm going to butcher it. He said something like feijoada. So yeah, apologies to any Brazilian viewers watching. Okay, we've got our Brazilian beans and rice and pork belly dish here with me. You can actually see the pork belly on the top and then the beans and the rice on the bottom. Of course, the pesto as well. I'm going to try a little bit of the beans and rice on its own first. Oh, I knew this was going to be good. And so far, it's amazing. I've not even eaten the pork belly yet. Let's now try it with some of the pork belly, the beans and the rice, and some of the pesto sauce too. The pork belly isn't adding too much flavor to the dish, I'll be honest. It's mainly just kind of making it more salty, which is fine. And of course, you've got the texture of it as well, making it more crunchy. I'll be honest, I'd be happy just with the rice and beans that they've got going on. It's got an amazing flavor with the pesto sauce as well, and whatever other sauce they've used to cook this. Flavor-wise, is definitely one of my favorites, I would say. And I think it's worth the money as well, considering the price. You get quite a lot of meat, quite a lot of rice. It's going to be quite hearty and filling too. I am going to give the feijoadas, sorry again, I'm going to give them a solid 8 out of 10. They were really flavorful. Whew, okay, I'm starting to get quite full at this point, but we do have a couple of more stands that I want to try, and the next one is Belgium. The options here are a beer braised beef, which I can assure you I'm not going to be getting. It's going to be too filling for me at this point. We've got a Belgian waffle, which looks good, priced at $5.50. Another Belgian waffle with berry compote, and then some drinks. And I think I'm going to get my first drink of this video, and maybe my only one actually. It's the Belgian chilled coffee, priced at $5. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. This is our chilled coffee from the Belgian booth here. You can get it with alcohol as well if you want to, with some liquor, I believe. I didn't realize until I got there. They asked me, do you want some alcohol in it or not? If you do want alcohol, it's going to be about $3 or $4 more expensive. But yeah, I just went with the one without alcohol at $5.75. The good thing about this one is that I can walk and drink at the same time, and I could really do with a coffee actually. So I'm excited to give this a go. Wow. Oh, this is amazing. This is so good. Better than I expected it to be. So you do have the coffee flavor, which I love my coffee. So I enjoy the flavor and the taste of coffee. I don't like it when coffee is too sweet, and this definitely isn't. But at the same time, it's also not too bitter. Like, it doesn't have an overly strong coffee taste either. It's a really nicely balanced chilled coffee. I would absolutely get this again. It's exactly what I needed after so much savory food over the past couple of hours. So yeah, I'm going to give this, I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I don't know if it necessarily deserves it. At the end of the day, it is just coffee. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's delicious. It's a really nice coffee. Next stop, we're in Morocco, about to go into the Tangerine Cafe. And the menu for this at the Tangerine Cafe, Flavors of the Medina, is a grilled kebab, priced at $6.25. You can get it either with lamb or with chicken. You've got some fried falafels. You've got some Moroccan bread, which I've heard good things about, pistachio cake as a dessert, and then a selection of beverages as well. But even though I am very, very full, I've been told by several people that I need to try one of the grilled kebabs. So I'm just trying to decide if I want the lamb or the chicken. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to decide whilst I continue drinking my beautiful chilled coffee from Belgium. and then you'll figure out which one I decide to go for in the next couple of seconds. Look at the inside of the restaurant though. This is one of my favorite spots, fun fact, in Epcot. I think it's quite underrated when it comes to World Showcase restaurants. Yeah, these are all the options that you can get for the Food and Wine Festival. And just like that, I've got my kebab. And as you can see, I decided to go for the lamb. I armed and ahed. I mean, the chicken looked really nice too, but for whatever reason, my mouth ended up saying lamb in the end. You can see a little salad with the carrots on the side, the sauce on the top, and just based on what it looks, I feel like for $6 something, this is going to be worth it. I mean, it's a nice piece of lamb by the looks of it. The nice thing about the Tangerine Cafe as well is that you're most likely going to be able to find a table, which at this point I've forgotten what it's even like to actually eat at a table, which makes me excited and also a little bit sad. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. Thank you very much. I've actually been in quite a lot of compliments today on this t-shirt, which I got from Disneyland California, I think from California Adventure, from one of the Pixar shops they had here. I'm guessing they don't sell it here in Walt Disney World, so shout out to anybody who's complimented me on this t-shirt. I didn't realize people loved it so much. Anyway, let's try this lamb. Even though, guys, I'll be honest, at this point I am almost, I would say, 90% full. I'm still really looking forward to this. I love Moroccan food. I like Middle Eastern food generally, and kebabs I'm a big fan of. So yeah, I've just cut a piece of the kebab. It smells so good. Ooh, let's give it a taste test. That is beautiful. Wow, that is so good. The kebab itself is so flavorful. You can taste all the spices that were put into the kebab. It does have a little bit of a kick as well, but then the garlic aioli kind of brings that down a little bit. Let's try some of the carrot and chickpea salad as well. This is a fantastic dish, honestly. If you have the kebab with the side salad, the carrot and chickpea salad, it's going to make it even better, even more of an explosion of flavors in your mouth. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. And I would have liked to have tried the chicken version too, because based on how good the spiced lamb is, I'm sure the chicken would have been also nice. The side salad, like I said, the chickpea and carrot salad is delicious on its own too, and I think that might be vegan separately, so maybe if you ask us for that, it could be something that you can try. But the kebab itself is also just so delicious. So many spices, so many flavors coming through from it, and the garlic aioli sauce, like I said, makes it even better. I do really enjoy the vibe here in Epcot, especially in World Showcase when it gets darker. It means the weather's nice, it's cool, you're not sweating as much as you're sweating during the day, and the crowd levels seem to be okay as well tonight, which I appreciate. There's maybe one more booth that I would like to try, maybe a couple, depending on how much time we've got. It is currently 8:30 p.m. and all the booths will close at 9 p.m. so it all depends on how quickly I can get to the last booth, the last couple of booths maybe that I want to try. And most of you probably would have guessed this one. It's of course the Japan booth, and this year on the menu they've got a teriyaki chicken bun, they've got wagyu tamaki sushi, and then an eel tamaki sushi. Now all of this sounds good to me, I'll be honest, but I think I'm going to go for the Wagyu Tamaki Sushi. It's priced at $9.50. It's a handheld sushi with sweet and savory American Wagyu beef, topped with Takana Japanese pickles and spicy mayo sauce. And this is what it looks like. Oh, this is so beautiful. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Oh my god, this made me so smile so much. Without further ado though, let's try this handheld Wagyu sushi. I can already smell the seaweed. Sounds really good. And by the way, realistically, this is going to be our last food from the Food and Wine Festival in 2024, at least on this trip anyway, because we've only got about 12-13 minutes until the park officially closes, and the shops will still be open but the booths will close. So I think we're ending on a good one. You guys know how much I love Japan and Japanese food, and look at that. Look at all the beef, the rice, the mayonnaise as well. Ooh, let's give this a taste test. Oh my god. Firstly, that spicy mayo is phenomenal. The seaweed as well, the rice, everything about this is perfection. And I hope you don't think I'm biased just because I like Japanese food. This is genuinely really good. It's messy. I kind of would have preferred if it was like a normal, round sushi. This is a little bit difficult to eat, even though it's meant to be handheld. It's kind of falling apart. But it is really, really delicious. I want to give this a 10 out of 10 as well. However, because of the price, which is quite high, but then again, it is Wagyu beef, maybe I'll bump it down to 9.5 out of 5. It's still really good, but perhaps not necessarily value for money. I mean, I love it. You can do what you want with my rating. You can either accept a 9.5 or just go for 10.5. It's really delicious, and if you like Japanese food, you're gonna enjoy it. With that being said though, we have officially come to the end of this video. I saw a little bit of the fireworks as well on my way out of the World Showcase, but I haven't watched it fully yet. I want to save it for next time I'm here because I've heard good things about Luminous, and I didn't want to properly watch it when I wasn't prepared for it, when I hadn't actually gotten the proper spot for it. So hopefully I get a chance to watch it at some point. But the bits that I saw saw were really, really good. Instead, I thought I'd take that opportunity to go to the creation shop whilst the fireworks was on, because everybody was watching the fireworks, meaning that the shop wasn't too busy, and I ended up buying a couple of things from their Food and Wine Festival 2024. I mean, I've enjoyed this festival so much. I've eaten so much good food. In fact, that's been mainly what I've done in Epcot over the past couple of days. So I had to get a couple of things to commemorate it. I got myself the pin, but also they did some Epcot Food and Wine trash can like salt and pepper shakers, which I thought were brilliant. And considering the amount of food that I ate on trash cans today and yesterday as well, I felt like it was only appropriate to buy that too. I just think it's brilliant that they sell them like little Epcot Food and Wine trash cans, because they know that so many people coming to the Food and Wine Festival end up eating on rubbish bins / trash cans. But yeah, without further ado, like I said, we've come to the end of the video. I had a great time, great couple of evenings here, evenings / afternoons here in Epcot, trying a bunch of food. I think in total we tried about 18 different things. 18 different Food and Wine Festival items in 2 days. That's a lot. You bet that's all I've been eating the past couple of days. Like, I haven't had the space to eat anything else, obviously. And I'd recommend you do the same. If you're coming here visiting Disney World and you're coming to Epcot for a few days, and if you want to try as many things as possible, don't book any dining reservations, don't go to any other quick services, just focus on the Food and Wine Festival booth, because it allows you to try as many things as possible, and also it does fill you up. Like, some of the things are quite heavy. The chili was quite heavy. I mean, the chicken wings yesterday, those were quite heavy too. So unless you're sharing it with a group of you, you are going to get full quickly. I liked almost everything I tried. I don't remember a particular thing that I hated. There were some things that I didn't like as much as others, but overall, I enjoyed eating and trying all the things that I ate. Favorites were, I did love the sushi that we just ended with. I like the spiced lamb from Morocco. I like those chicken wings, the garlic parmesan chicken wings yesterday. That Hawaiian burger was really good. The slider that we tried earlier today. That big zebra dome from yesterday was fantastic too in terms of dessert. I think that's my favorite. The carrot cake wasn't my favorite actually. I think that's probably on the bottom of my list. Overall though, I hope this gave you a bit of an idea as to what you can expect from the Food and Wine Festival. Obviously, there are so many other booths that I didn't manage to cover or get anything from in this video, and I'm hoping that potentially if I get to come back in the next couple of months, I might do another video, just one last video, trying some of the other things that I really wanted to try. I mean, Germany has some things I wanted to try, Spain has some things I wanted to try, the Alps is one of the booths that I've heard good things about, so there definitely is something for everybody at this festival, and I would love to hear your thoughts from everything that I showed you in this video, everything that we tried. Which one looks the best to you? Which one would you want to try if you were to come to the Epcot Food and Wine Festival this year? Or have you tried any of them yourself, and is there something that I didn't eat that you think I should have done? Leave all your recommendations down below, and I'm going to love you and leave you. Big shout out to my lovely Patreon members and my YouTube members. You guys are absolutely amazing. Subscribe for more videos, follow me on Instagram, and I'm going to love you and leave you. Until next time, bye bye.